We're about to deconstruct a psychological attack that uses your own sense of civic duty against you. You know, most of us are pretty confident we'd never fall for a scam. But what happens when someone with a badge number tells you there's a warrant for your arrest? Your brain, it just stops thinking about logic and flips into survival mode. This is a forensic look at how the very language of the law is being twisted to commit the ultimate heist.
And this right here, this is the core paradox of the jury duty scam. It's this really insidious system that takes your respect for the law, your desire to do the right thing, and turns it into the main tool for a high-stakes robbery. The scammer creates this bubble, this world where cooperating with what you think is justice is the very act that funds a fake version of it. It's a brilliant and honestly, a terrifying inversion of trust.
So who does this scam even go after? Well, this isn't some random shotgun-style attack. No, it's a precision-engineered exploit, specifically designed to target the very people who value their reputation the most. Your good name isn't just a part of the scam, it's the absolute bullseye on the target.
And that brings us to what we can call the civic duty paradox. See, the scammer knows with cold certainty that a good, law-abiding citizen will pay almost anything to keep their name clean. That virtue you have, your commitment to doing the right thing, that becomes their ultimate weapon. They aren't just stealing your money, they're weaponizing your very character against you.
Now, the scammer can't just rely on your good nature. They have to build a psychological cage around you. And how do they do it? They create an environment of pure primal fear, using the authority of our own government as the blueprint for their trap.
What's so interesting here is how they trigger this institutional fear. They'll spoof the phone number so it looks like the call is coming directly from the sheriff's department. They'll use fake case file numbers, official-sounding legal jargon. All of these are symbols of trust that they weaponize to trigger that deep, primal fear of being on the wrong side of the law.
The threat of contempt of court or failure to appear warrant, that's the key to this whole operation. It's like a psychological black box, a term that sounds so serious and so official that it's designed to completely blindfold your common sense. And this isn't just a financial threat, it's a calculated theft of your peace of mind, your sense of safety in your own community. It leaves victims feeling hunted long after the money is gone.
So how do they pull this off with such precision? You have to understand, this isn't a conversation, it's a procedural assault. Let's break down the clinical step-by-step process of the attack. We're going to treat it like the intelligence operation that it really is.
And this lays it all out, the 6 phases of the operation. It starts with lead calibration, where they're scraping public data to know your address, maybe the name of a local judge. Then boom, the confrontation hook, a verbal assault, not a conversation. That's followed by validation theater, which we'll get into. The continuous lockdown phase is absolutely critical. They have to isolate you. Then comes the extraction exit at a Bitcoin ATM. And finally, the seamless concealment, where they actually send you to the real courthouse the next day, long after they've vanished.
A crucial point here is a concept called temporal compression. The scammer creates this artificial state of extreme urgency. They'll say things like, the arrest team is being dispatched, or a squad car is on its way. Now, this isn't just to scare you, it's to deny you time to think. By controlling time, the scammer controls your ability to access logic and common sense.
This is the scammer's stagecraft. Validation theater is where they build a surround sound environment of authority. They'll give you a fake citation number, a fake badge ID. You might even hear what sounds like police dispatchers or other officers talking in the background. It's all designed to silence that little skeptic inside your head with procedural details that just feel real enough.
So we've seen the mechanics of the attack, but to really build a solid defense, we have to understand why it works. The specific psychological exploits that make this scam so brutally effective.
The master key to this entire heist is something called authority bias. You see, our brains are literally hardwired to reflexively obey what we perceive as legitimate power. It's a survival trait that kept us safe for thousands of years, but in the digital age, scammers have turned it into a devastating exploit.
So what's actually happening inside your head? Well, when you hear the word arrest, your brain physically changes how it operates. The scammers call hijacks your amygdala. That's the brain's emotional smoke detector. It floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline, which then physically suppresses the activity in your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, reasoning, and planning. You become biologically incapable of thinking clearly.
And this chart shows that inverse relationship perfectly.
As the perceived threat level skyrockets, the threat of being arrested, of public shame, your capacity for rational thought just absolutely plummets. The scammer's entire goal is to keep you in that high-threat, low-reason state for the whole call. This all leads to a state we can call intellectual submission. The scammer uses legal jargon like affidavit of service or contempt of court to make you feel too ignorant to even question the process. They are banking on your fear of disgrace and your natural assumption that anyone using these complex terms must be legitimate. It's a brain lock where fear literally becomes more powerful than any firewall. Okay, so we've profiled the attack, we understand the psychology, now let's build your defense. This isn't about being smarter than the scammer, it's about having a strategic, unbreakable protocol that just completely disrupts their system.
So here it is, your 3-step defense protocol. First, the method audit. If anyone, and I mean anyone, claiming to be law enforcement asks for payment in gift cards, wire transfers, or cryptocurrency, it is a 100% fraud system. There are no exceptions. Second, hang up. You have to break that auditory connection to let that amygdala hijack fade. Finally, direct verification. Find the official number for the county clerk or the sheriff's department yourself. Do not use a number they give you, and call it.
This visual really shows the fundamental difference between their script and reality. A scammer creates urgency. Pay now, don't hang up. The real legal system, it's a documented process. It moves slowly. You receive official summons via US mail. You always have the right to counsel. They will never, ever demand immediate payment over the phone to avoid arrest.
Here is your script. The moment you suspect something is wrong, you say this, calmly and clearly. I am recording this call and I am heading to the station in person to resolve this. A real officer, they'll wait. They'll probably welcome it. A scammer will immediately hang up. Why? Because you have just broken their script and taken back all the control.
And this brings us to the single most powerful principle you should take away from this entire deconstruction. This is the core truth that, if you can just remember it, will make you immune to this entire category of fraud. Remember this, true legal authority is a slow, documented process. It always leaves a paper trail. It is never, ever a high-pressure, frantic demand for money over the phone. A real court wants your service, your time as a juror. A scammer only wants one thing, your panic. And this is the final question you must ask yourself. It's the logical failsafe that this entire system of fraud just cannot withstand. The moment you ask this question, the whole illusion just shatters. The answer, of course, is that they wouldn't, ever. Let this be your mantra, the final piece of your psychological armor. Say it to yourself. The court doesn't call to collect. If they want you for a legitimate legal reason, they'll find you with a letter or at your door, not through a panicked call to your phone. Remembering that simple fact makes you immune to this attack.